Baxter Goes Overboard. As the years passed on the Bluebell Railway, many more engines arrived on the line. Some were big express and goods engines, and others were small shunting and branch line tank engines. Not all could enter service straight away, as some had come in quite a state. When Captain Baxter had first arrived on the railway, he was only steamed on rare occasions. It wasn't until 1982 when he had been properly mended. I'm sorry to say that his repairs made him even more puffed up in the smokebox. Even after a full year in service, he was still boasting. "Another successful run up the line today with the demonstration goods," he remarked snootily to no one in particular that evening. "I've yet again shown why it was the Society's best decision to overhaul me rather than the other choices available." Sharpthorne and Normandy, the two other tank engines similar in size to Captain Baxter, rolled their eyes. "I don't know what you're parading about, Baxter," argued Normandy. "The Society's aim is to have me in service in about 2 years' time. I'll probably be doing the work you're too tired to do by then." "I sincerely doubt it," came the blunt reply. "I feel in fantastic form, and could probably go for at least an extra 10 years on my existing boiler ticket. And it's Captain Baxter, by the way." "You, my dear engine, don't deserve the title of captain," interjected Fenchurch. "A real captain is a leader, and the only thing you'll lead yourself into is trouble if you're not careful." Baxter ignored him and puffed away indignantly. "He's certainly not pulling any punches, is he?" observed Stepney. "I think his dome has cracked from being out in the sun too long," added Primrose. "Well, frankly, it's just disrespectful," fumed Sharpthorne. "If I had known an engine like him would be here, I wouldn't have built this line all those years ago." "Oh, don't say that, Sharpie," winced Stowe, the tender engine. "If you hadn't, we would all probably be on the scrap heap." Sharpthorne silently reconsidered his words. "Sorry, Stowe. It's just that Baxter really grinds my gears sometimes." "I wouldn't worry about it too much," comforted Stepney. "Pride comes before a fall, you know, and if I know Baxter, the captain will most likely go down with his ship." The other engines could only hope Stepney was right. Everyone unanimously agreed that Captain Baxter had become too big for his buffers. Even the crews started to find his constant bragging annoying. The manager decided to give everyone a break by assigning Captain Baxter a job with a bit of a distance. "A model railway exhibition, sir?" "Yes. The club holding the exhibition are looking to have an engine in steam there to add to the experience, so I'll be sending you as a representative of our railway." "You can count on me, sir. I promise I won't let you down." "I should think so. You'll leave first thing tomorrow." And with that, the manager walked away. "Fancy that, lads. The manager is sending me to represent our railway at a model railway exhibition. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'd best go and get myself a polish before I leave tomorrow morning. Ta-ta!" Both Normandy and Fenchurch didn't really care. The next morning, the little red tank engine was taken away, much to the delight of the other engines. For the whole weekend, he puffed up and down his small demonstration line, giving cab rides to the general public. "Perhaps if I do well with passengers here, the manager will finally let me try to take them back home," he thought to himself. It was soon time for Captain Baxter to head for home. While he was loaded onto the lorry again, his crew took a look at the support chains. "Well, they look a bit rusty to me," examined the driver. "I'm not sure they're safe enough to use."
"Stuff and nonsense," argued Baxter. "I've seen rustier coupling hooks on old quarry trucks than those. I'm sure they'll hold."
His crew were reluctant, but were too tired to argue. Once he was correctly fastened down to the low loader, the lorry set off for home. As they drove along the old country roads, the old engine started to become impatient.
Come on, come on! I want to get home sometime this millennium."
The lorry driver, who began to get frustrated with the rowdy engine, decided to speed up.
"That's much better," thought Captain Baxter. "I'll be home in time to tell the others all about how I was a credit to our railway."
But that wasn't to be the case. As the lorry driver rounded a corner much too fast, it happened. The support chains snapped, and before Captain Baxter knew it, he tilted off the lorry and crashed into the front garden wall of a house. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the garden wall was reduced to rubble. The owners of the house came running out to see what the noise was. They were most surprised to find a steam engine in their garden. The manager was called and soon arrived on the scene. He was not happy one bit.
"I've talked with your crew, and they've told me all about your impatient attitude. If the support chains were not fit for purpose, then they should not have been used." "I'm very sorry, sir. I promise I'll make it up to you. If there's any last-minute shunting needing to be done tonight, I can—"
"You must have really cracked your smoke box if you think we can get a road crane out here at this hour of the evening. You'll have to stay where you are for the night. I hope it will teach you not to be so headstrong in the future." Before Captain Baxter could say anything else, the manager had walked out of earshot. He remained there for the night, cold and all alone. The little sleep he did have was interrupted when he was eventually rescued. They had to do it early so they wouldn't cause a traffic jam. When he arrived back at the yards, he was shunted into the shed next to the other engines. "Primrose," asked Normandy, "who's this new engine?" "It's not a new engine. It's old Captain Baxter." "It looks like Captain Baxter, but it can't be. I heard his ship capsized off the coast of the Ring Road." "No, it didn't sink, thankfully. He was just made to walk the plank is all." "Why, goodness me! Was the water calm at least?" "From what I heard," giggled Primrose, "it hit him like a brick wall." In the stormy sea of laughter that followed, all that could be heard from Captain Baxter was an agitated harumph.